flatbread. Super delicious. This is a medical medium recipe. We do have a video of it on our channel, so you can find that and start making it. So good. It's just a yummy bread to have on hand, and we're going to be enjoying it tomorrow as we come off of our 369 cleanse from this month. So let me show you what's going on with the ingredients. I have 2 pounds of chopped and then steamed yellow organic potatoes. They're smaller. I chopped them small because I'm steaming it and I'm gonna mash this. So that's 2 pounds. I steamed them for 25 minutes and I've got my potato masher. And basically I'm gonna put in this bowl I have a teaspoon of sea salt, which the medical medium does not use in the flatbread, but I'm adding it in. And I have a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of paprika, and a half teaspoon of onion powder. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that in with the steamed potatoes. And just mash this up until it gets smooth, basically. So this just takes a few minutes. I turned on my stovetop to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's getting up to temp. And this is just a really delicious, organic, gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, refined sugar-free recipe that, let me check this, yeah, that you can make at home. And it's filling, it's nourishing. Organic potatoes, particularly steamed potatoes, are so good for you. And I have some fresh rosemary from my garden that I'm going to put on top, and it's just a yummy dish. You can use this as sandwich bread. You can do open-faced sandwiches. We like to use it with soups, enjoy it with soups, and also if we make some zucchini pasta dishes, we have this flatbread to sop up all of the red sauce or whatever we're making, and it's just so yummy. And I have to tell you, we have no problem eating 2 pounds of organic steamed potatoes in a day between 2 people. So technically, we could eat all of this bread if we wanted to and not feel bad about it, not feel bloated, not feel gross, still feel energized. So I'm just mashing up the potatoes as good as possible. I'm gonna add in the other ingredients here and keep mashing and kneading the bread because I don't really want any potato chunks in there, although if there are little potato chunks, it's fine, and you'll see why once I spread it onto my tray and get it into the oven. But I would say mashing it just takes a little bit of extra attention. Okay, so that's in a good spot. And now I'm going to add in a half cup of cassava flour, and this is a 1/3 cup and 2 tablespoons of potato starch. And like I said, you can find this recipe and video on our YouTube, Rosemary Potato Flatbread. So I'm just kneading this all together, and all of the flour is going to get really mixed up. So I'm going to use my hands in just a minute. It's still warm though from the steamed potatoes. But yeah, this is a medical medium recipe, so there's no troublemaker foods in here, and there's no yeast. It's a really healing flatbread, and it's delicious at the same time. Highly recommend making it. You can have it, I like to have it as a snack, eat it plain, put some vegan cheese on it. Like I said, have it with some pasta, with some soup, or just eat it for a little bit of energy in the day. Pull my sleeves up. Flour is gonna fling around just a little bit. So what I'm doing here is getting all of the flour mixed in, and just to reiterate, this is yellow organic steamed potato, onion powder, garlic powder, some sea salt, paprika, and then I put in some cassava flour and potato starch. And that's it for this bread. So I'm just gonna mix it all up so that everything is in there well, and then I have the oven on to 400 degrees. So once it's up to temp and this bread is spread out, I'm just gonna bake it for 25 minutes and then it's good to go. And once it's baked, I let it cool down. I'm coming off the 369 and we don't eat cooked foods during the 369. I'm on day 10, still no fat. So I'm gonna have this for tomorrow. And once it cools down, I'll just store it in the refrigerator in some type of glass sealed container, or you can put it into some kind of bags and put it in the refrigerator, and it'll keep for many days on end. So here's my dough for the rosemary flatbread. Let me just wipe this flour off here really quick. And I'm just using my favorite, this is my favorite baking pan. I think it's maybe 8 by 11, something like that. Stainless steel, parchment on top. And all I'm gonna do is plop this onto the parchment. And then you can use a pizza roller, you can use whatever. I'm gonna use my hands and I'm gonna press this down into a big rectangle. So it's about a 1/2 inch thick. You can use anything to do this, but my hands are clean. So plus I'm not serving this to the public. So it's all good. So I'm just gonna even it out as much as I can and create some sort of rectangle. You can put this into, oh, that's my stove, it's up to temp. Okay. You can put this into a baking dish if you wanted to, but I'm just doing it by hand. And then I'm gonna use my spatula to kind of create the shape a little bit better, because I'm gonna end up cutting these into squares once it's cooked up. Cutting it after it's been baked, basically. So just if it's hefty in some areas, just spread it out. I need a little bit over here, so you can just do it that way. And again, I'm gonna just edge it. And I'm not gonna do this perfect, but you can create any kind of shape you want. But this is a flatbread, so like I said, I like to have this as sandwich bread too. It's so good. And it does not put any bother on my stomach or anything like that. It's very soothing because there's no troublemakers in here. All right, I'm just keeping going, but I don't have to do that actually. So I'm not gonna cut this until it's baked. That's fine. It's whatever, however you want it to look. It's more about the finished product for me, how it tastes and the texture. I have some fresh rosemary from my garden. This is about 3 tablespoons. It's probably more than I'm gonna need. You don't have to put anything like that on here, but I feel like it really brings a lot of nice flavor. So I'm just generously spreading it all the way around. So find this video, Rosemary Potato Flatbread, on our YouTube channel, and highly suggest making this. The holidays are coming up. It's always a crowd pleaser, even to have out as like an appetizer, put some kind of nosh on top of it. And you can, once it's baked and it's cut, and even if you store it in the refrigerator, you want to reheat it in the oven and warm. It's so good. It's just a really yummy addition to a dinner party or just having dinner at home. Okay, so that's pretty generous. I like rosemary, especially when it's fresh, so I can go heavy on this and be happy. All right, I'll rinse my hands. And then I have a little bit more sea salt that I'm just gonna sprinkle on top. And what's so cool about this flatbread is that Once it's baked and I pull it out, it literally rises. It has a puff to it. I'm not going to be standing here while it bakes for 25 minutes, but I will do a story on it when I'm pulling it out of the oven. And when you eat it and it's just been out of the oven, it's just so good. So I'm somebody who likes a little bit of flavor in every single bite. So that means I want to taste the salt. I want to taste the rosemary when I cut it, that it's, you know, everywhere. Okay. So let me just show you. That was a really fast process. Yellow organic potatoes that were steamed for 25 minutes. They were chopped. And then I mashed them with my potato masher with some onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, some sea salt, mashed it up until it was pretty smooth. And I find when you chop up the potatoes smaller and steam them, it's just less mashing you have to do. I think that's in my head, that's my theory. So once I did that, then I added in some cassava flour, not very much, and some potato starch, and mixed it all up into a dough, spread it out by hand, created a rectangular shape. It's about a 1/2 inch thick-ish, and then sprinkled some fresh rosemary and a little more sea salt on top. The oven's up to 400 degrees, so I'm gonna put this in here, set the timer for 25 minutes, and then I'll pull it out and yeah, store it refrigerated and give it a try. Find it on our YouTube, Rosemary Potato Flatbread. Peace out.